guys, and welcome back to a brand new video, and we're back for another round of the F1 2018 Career Mode Series. And yes, I know it's been a while since the last video, but I've been pretty busy lately, but let's dive straight into it for this episode. So we're leading the Drivers' Championship by 8 points to Valtteri Bottas in second, so pretty good start to the season, if I must say, as we're in the McLaren. I can't really complain, can I? So yeah, so far it's a good start for us for this season, and yeah, couldn't ask for more really. But as you can see, the drivers practice programs, we're doing well. We passed pretty much all of them apart from the fuel management.
Fans really seem to enjoy that.
But
you made it look
now
easy.
let's talk to Claire.
You've taken the lead in the championship. Are you going to be able to keep up that momentum? You really put a lot of effort into practice today. Are you testing new components? You left some bodywork out there on the track. Were you struggling for grip? Appreciate your time.
So that's the interview's done. So we've got some questions about our durability of the car, as well as some questions about the performance about the cars, and so far it's okay, I guess. We answered a question that seemed to be struggling. Yeah, that question, I really thought that we weren't struggling, so I don't know. I guess the game just thought we were struggling, but let's head straight into quali.
Here we are at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya for the start of today's qualifying session. It won't be long now until we're ready to join the action down at trackside.
So diving straight into it,
Checks complete.
we're going to drive out the pit lane for our qualifying session. But as you can see, we took a gearbox penalty before, and yeah, we're gonna be changing our gearbox and using a new one basically. So there you go, 10 place grid penalty for changing the gearbox, and we'll be starting pretty much from the back of the grid because I don't think we can get pole or something. But as you can see, as we're about to set up bank lap on soft tires, Hamilton has gone and overtaken us on the straight, so this made it a bit harder for us as we try to get a lap in. Look at that. We're just being hampered this lap. Understeer through that corner. So, we're still going to try and see if we can sell a lap, because a decent lap, because it's only a bank lap, and we're not going to push that much because I'm pretty sure we're going to start at the back. But we're going to qualify as high as we can, just so we don't ruin the reputation of the team, within the team. But as you can see, we invalidated the lap, so we immediately dive into the pits, and by the end of that lap, so we aborted the first bank lap, so we're just going to go into the pits now, doing a bit of a bunny hop there, so that's something new. But yeah, we're skipping the time to about to the end of the session pretty much. So we're gonna straight away hop on to the end of the session, and going out on super soft tires and try to see where we can put our McLaren up. So there we go, we're going to start our flying lap now. So on the straight now, going about 310 kilometers, 13, braking into turn 1, going a bit deep into turn 1, but that allows us to straighten up the car pretty quicker in a way. So going around this corner, trying to use the track as much as we can, braking very late for this corner, going down third gear, drifting up to fourth, now sixth. So because we didn't set a banker lap, we don't get our delta, so we can't see how fast are we going. And funny enough, Hamilton is right behind us once again. So this time, it's our turn to hamper his lap, and going onto the fast curve, braking into the hairpin corner, locking up a bit, but so far so good. Going up against the curve there, taking that curve very aggressively, and look at that, Arrow is just right there, Hamilton is just right there, and just hampering his lap. Pretty much, well, basically karma in a way, so, but coming around the final corner now, what are we going to set for this qualifying session across the line? We got 119.8, and we're not going to further improve that, so we just put it down, turn the engine down and let Hamilton through. In the end, that puts us in P12, but not going to really matter because we're going to be starting at the back of the grid anyway. So there we go. And yeah, so far, well, because of the qualifying, we're not getting as much rep as we would have liked, but so far we're still leading both rivalries, so that's at least a good sign.
Unfortunately, we've picked up some grid penalties, and we'll be starting further back than you expect. As for how bad it is, that'll depend on what the other drivers get.
Well, as you can see now, we're gonna be taking all the engine penalties, taking advantage of the penalties we have. So, just gonna take a full set of new engines, and yeah, basically get a free change of engine.
What does the Spanish Grand Prix have in store for us today, I wonder? I hope we see some tight wheel-to-wheel action down the main straight, circa Mansell and Senna way back in '91, or maybe we'll have a more strategic race here on a track where overtaking can be difficult. The Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya then, a high-speed 2.89-mile circuit which demands an efficient downforce package and bravery on the part of the driver, especially through the blind right of turn 9, which we might just see taken flat this weekend. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Let's talk about Khan. As with all the drivers at this level, they have a lot of ambition, but Formula One's a daunting step up from any other series, so expectations are high right from the start.
That's right, it is a difficult environment to come into. In junior categories, you're competing against drivers with similar levels of experience, but some of these guys in Formula One have been there for over a decade. But I have to say, in this case, it's so far so good.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Kimi Raikkonen's perfect lap yesterday sees him start from pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel and Alonso, Magnussen, Sainz, Gasly and Nico Hülkenberg, Grosjean, Verstappen, Sergio Perez and Ocon, Hartley, Leclerc, Marcus Ericsson and Lance Stroll, Sirotkin and Khan. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, be wary of the cars ahead braking suddenly into one. We could ruin our race if we hit them. Good luck.
So yeah, as you can see, we're starting from the back of the grid, so we're gonna alter the strategy a bit. Well, Jeff's asking us to do a 2-stop, but we're gonna go against that and do a 1-stop. So yeah, soft to mediums. That's yeah, you see, that strategy kind of gains us 8 seconds. So if it works, all works in our favor. So hopefully it does, but we're gonna go for it, the 1-stop strategy. Hopefully we can get some decent track position, and yep, away we go for the formation lap. 5 place grid penalty for component change. I think it's more than that, but still. Anyways, we got a fresh engine at the back of our car for this race, so hopefully we can at least get some performance out of it.
Learning the gears, so go through them all if you can.
gonna trying to heat up the tires as much as we can, because look at the tires, they're quite cold in a way, so hopefully we can heat them up as much as we can. Yeah, doing a bit of a Kimi Räikkönen, as you can see, trying to turn the steering as much as we dare. Overtake Sorokin, we're trying to let him go, but he's having none of it, so okay. So we're turning, yeah, as you can see, we're doing a full lot to get the tires heated up as much as they can, and yeah, so hopefully the tires don't get too cold by the end. We better end of the formation lap, because, well, it's not gonna really matter, is it, because we're starting from the back. So as we slot into our grid slot. Straight away now, 5 red lights to the Spanish Grand Prix. The lights go out and we are off for this race. So got an okay start, I must say, heading towards turn 1 now. So it will be interesting to see what we can do. We're staying behind for now. We dive one down the inside of 4 cars in the way. So we're going around the outside of inside of one of the Saubers. So that's positions gained for us. So we gained about 5 positions off the start. We dive down the inside of the 2 Force Indias, and we are now up another 2 positions. So Red Bull now going down the inside of the Red Bull and the Haas. So we're not wasting any time trying to gain positions, and now we're behind Nico Hulkenberg in P11. So far it's been a very good start for us. And let's see, what can we do to further gain our advantage. So as we're on the soft tires, this is played massively in our favor. Will we go for it? Down the inside of Nico Hulkenberg, yes, he gives us the room, and we send one down the inside of him. So it's a pretty good start for us, as I've said. But look at that, Hulkenberg now going, re-overtaking us into turn 1, but he locks up massively, and that allows the Red Bull behind him to overtake him as we lose the back end massively there, and that allows Verstappen to get past us, but we do another switch back, and we re-overtake him for P10. So far it's been a very, very good start, and Verstappen now attacking us at the start of lap 3. He's on faster tires, so that will be why he's going quicker, but we send one back down the inside of Verstappen. Verstappen is still there, we're going to give him the room, but we squeeze him out. So Verstappen fighting hard for the moment, and we are defending hard as well.
Ahead. Our gap to the car in front is 3.2 seconds. You're down 0.8 a lap. They're on old super softs. Their tyres are 2 laps old. We think they've got 2 stops remaining. The time last lap was a 1 minute 24.8.
Right, Gasly is the next car ahead of us, but instead of looking ahead of him, we should look behind us, and Verstappen now has re-overtaken us for P11. So we kind of let him go at this rate of the race, but we're not going to let Hulkenberg get through that easily, because Hulkenberg, we're obviously fighting him, so we don't want to give up that position that early on. Next lap 5, Hulkenberg is back for more, so there we go. Look at that Renault engine. We're running quite high downforce. That will be why we're so slow on the straights, but in the corners it really helps us out. And getting the car turned in, like this corner here, really, the car is really hooked up, especially in this corner and the middle sector. But
we're leading our teammate by 19.8 seconds.
Yeah, so into the pits has a few of the guys gone. So we're so far so good. Hamilton overtakes us for, after making a stop, so we're not going to fight him all too much. So just letting him go, as well as the car behind, which is Raikkonen. So we're soon going to let him go, because there's no point fighting him. We're not in their fight. We're doing a different strategy. So Raikkonen's going for it down the inside into the hairpin corner. We tried to do the switch back, but Raikkonen just covered us off there. Speaking of making moves, the other Ferrari of Vettel is trying to make a move on Stroll, and Stroll's putting up a pretty good fight, I must say. So yeah, Stroll not giving up his position easily, but look at that, Gasly going round the outside of the Williams of Sorokin. Will he be able to make the move stick? He has the inside line for the next corner, still going side by side on the exit of the corner, but Gasly eventually gets past Sorokin, and yeah, it's a pretty good move from Gasly, I must say. So now on to lap 9 swiftly. We get a bit of oversteer, get on the gravel a bit, so that allows Bottas to gain massive time on us, and he's going for it down the inside into the hairpin corner, and well, we have no answer to that, as our tires are pretty worn now at this stage of the race. So Bottas is going to go on his merry way. Speaking of making moves, looks like Ricciardo looks to be having a go, well, seems to be challenging Perez for a move possibly, so we'll find out by the end of the straight. Ricciardo is going to get DRS, so will he be able to make the move? Yep, look at that. Renault power, even though it's a Renault engine, Ricciardo is comfortably ahead of Perez, but saying that, Ricciardo locks up into turn 1, but still manages to keep it ahead of Perez, so good stuff from Ricciardo there. But Ricciardo quickly moves to the back of our rail wing now, so Ricciardo's gonna defend the inside, so Ricciardo's gonna have to go around the outside the long way. Will he be able to make the move stick? We lose the back end on exit, so that will be our tires wearing off, so Ricciardo's moved ahead of us for now. So now we're gonna have to contend with Sergio Perez now, so Perez, look at that Mercedes straight line speed, and we have not much to answer for that. So, but look at that, we gained so much into turn 1, so hopefully we can gain something around the corners. Max Verstappen coming out of the pits, not coming out of the pits, making a move into turn 1, losing the position to Marcus Ericsson. So, but Marcus going a bit defensive into the next corner. Max has to go the long way round the outside. Will Max be able to hang it on fresher tires? Yes, he is. So Max Verstappen makes a beautiful pass at the understeery corners, but now we're right at the back of Sergio Perez. Now will we go for the move down the inside into the hairpin? Once again, we both lock up into the corner, but we made minor contact, but not severe ones, so all is good. And now we are behind Esteban Ocon, so we're coming into the pits at the end of this lap, so we're gonna be fitting on our medium tires and going to the end of the race. So this will be our one and only stop. It'll be interesting to see what the other guys are doing, but I think we're only the few that are doing a one-stop this race. It'll be interesting to see if the AI follow what we're doing. But speaking of that, coming off the as we are coming off the pits, Alonso now makes a move on the Toro Rosso of Hartley, I want to say, or if not Gasly. No, it's Gasly, because Hartley is behind us, and well, Hartley is a bit. Well, we just came out of the pits just ahead of Hartley, but speaking of that, Hartley's now at the back of us, so will we be able to defend this position, I wonder? Look at that, Hartley's gaining on us, gaining, but no, there is smoke coming out of the Honda engine of the Toro Rosso, and unfortunately, that's very close between Verstappen and Hartley colliding at the exit of the pit lane, so, but next up is Ericsson versus Gasly, the sole Red Bull now, Toro Rosso, and Gasly makes a great move around the outside of the Sauber, but it's not over for Ericsson yet. Ericsson still has to contend with the very fast charging Renault, the works team Renault, and Hulkenberg slits one around the outside of the next corner here. Will he be able to make the move stick? And yes, he has made the move stick.
to the car behind is
yeah, well,
2.
the Sauber has
7
nothing to
seconds.
answer for
They're
that.
on fresh super softs. Look after these tyres now. We're going to finish the race on this compound. 19 laps to go.
And as you can see, we just came out of the pits just ahead of Sergio Perez. So Perez, well, is on the same strategy as us, but he's on fresher tires. But hopefully we can make a move on him quick. As well, saying that, we just dive one down the inside. We kind of bang wheels a bit, so I let Perez go a bit. But at the next corner, we're gonna attack some more. And look at that, we're going side by side through this sequence of corners. Max Verstappen is just right behind us. So we're gonna have to make the move quick if we want to defend from Max, obviously. So we're gonna go down the inside of Perez like we did the lap before, and look at that, we just carve our way through
Increase
Perez, and yeah,
It's time to use
now
some
Perez has
discharge.
Verstappen to contend with. But in saying that, onto the next straight, Perez is definitely going to gain from us because he's going to have slipstream and DRS. And we tried to block the slipstream, but no, there's a safety car now. So the safety car is out for the 5th consecutive time of the career mode series. And a few of the guys are coming in for their stops in the likes of Ericsson. So this is going to help him out massively. Some of the guys are opting not to stop. Well, I think the front runners are going to stop definitely because why wouldn't you? But we're not going to stop because we want to keep this track position, and we just pitted a few laps ago, so it's not that long. So we're gonna stay out and keep the track position. As you can see, some of the top guys now, well, the top 6 really, they are all coming into the pit for a change of tires. And looks like it's Hamilton leading from Raikkonen and then Bottas. So Vettel is very far away from the top fight. So I must say this safety car is definitely going to help him out. And as you can see, our teammate Alonso and a Haas, a few other guys coming into the pits as well to take advantage of the safety car. Vettel coming ahead just behind the 2 Force Indias, so if the Force Indias can hold up Vettel, it's going to benefit us quite a lot, I must say.
Overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Yeah, so as you can see, the safety car is coming into the end of this lap 18, the end of lap 18. So we're trying to get our tire warmed up as much as we can, because look at that, the right front tire is a bit cold. So we're gonna try our best to warm them up as we are getting ready for the restart of this race. Yeah, we will spin the tires so that we get the temperature up, but here we go, get ready for the start of the restart of the race. Losing back end slightly due to the tires being cold, and now look at that, Perez is just going for it now, and as well as Vettel, so we defend from Vettel. Well, we dive it back down the inside, Vettel sticks back to the slipstream, and we're going around the outside of down the inside of Perez, and Perez just gets pretty much shocked in a way, and we're going defensive into the next corner. Vettel's having to go around the outside of us. We're having none of it, so
3.9 seconds.
yeah, the gap to the car ahead is 3.9 seconds already, so this just shows how much pace we're losing. And into the next sequence of corners, straight, you have a feeling that Vettel is definitely going to overtake us now. And yeah, look at that, Vettel, we defend the inside, and Vettel's having to go around the outside. He locks up a bit, but yeah, he doesn't manage to get past us. So we're defending for track position. This is because we're not making another stop, so we can defend as much as we can.
8.7 seconds.
Yep, as Vettel sweep passes, and we pretty much have nothing to say about that, unless, well, that was a pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure Vettel would be shitting himself if he didn't avoid that. So luckily he left a bit of room. So yeah. But look at that. Look at the gap between us and Perez. Perez looks like he's dropping pace a bit. So we're definitely gonna gain from that, and we're pulling away from the train that Perez is creating. But in saying that, look at Max Verstappen going down the inside of the Williams. Some other guys are coming into the pits as well, so that gap is getting ever so slightly bigger. And look at that, Perez is just a bottleneck. As I say that, he is locked up and allowed the Sauber of Charles Leclerc to get around the side of him. And will he be able to make the move stick? They're going still side by side, and Charles is not giving this up not very easily. He's going for it round the outside. He's gonna have to go. And now it's Ferrari versus Mercedes power. Sauber Alfa Romeo versus Racing Point Force India. And look at that. It's gonna be almost, well, 4 wide, is it? No, it's 2 wide. So this is a crazy scrap for positions. And look at that. It's in the end, it's the Toro Rosso that comes out on top. So Perez and Leclerc fighting has just allowed Pierre Gasly to promote himself up ahead the train of that pack of cars. So now coming to the end of lap 33, going towards lap 24, Raikkonen is coming in for the final pit stop. And I'm a bit confused why he's coming in, because I'm pretty sure he came in on the safety car lap. So, but look at that, a battle between Daniel Ricciardo and the Mercedes of Bottas, and Bottas is gonna go down the inside of Ricciardo. And yeah, well, Mercedes definitely working much better compared to Red Bull from what looks like. And that is Raikkonen coming out of the pits. We squeeze him towards the pit exit line, and we stay ahead of him as he come out of the pits. But I don't think we're gonna keep him there for long, as you can see. He's right behind us now. So Raikkonen's gonna go down the inside. We brake early so that we let him go, but no, Raikkonen locks up, and we're still ahead of him now. So Raikkonen making a huge mistake. As you can see, this is the replay. He locks up into the corner, and our front wing was just that close in smashing into him. So yeah, we're pretty lucky, I must say. But moving swiftly on, continuing on. Well, Raikkonen is still behind us. He hasn't lost much time, I must say. So yeah, Raikkonen is definitely going to pass us by the end of the straight. Watch him pass us by the end of the straight, and it could look at that. Vettel is into the pits as well. So Ferrari,
9 seconds.
are they going to? Well, are they having tire wear issues? I'm wondering, because they're pitting in for in a very odd way. Well, they're doing a very odd strategy, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so far we're just setting fastest personal best,
Some of this energy.
trying
Increase the
to
ERS deployment.
do the best race as we can. But Vettel is now right behind us, so well, he's gonna go past us, and we're just not gonna fight him, because that's not our fight. So we're gonna stick behind 6th place and see what we can do from there, because well, anything can happen in Formula 1. So we saw with what happened with Hartley. But enough of that. Our teammate Alonso is going around the outside of Sergio Perez, or is that Esteban Ocon? I can't really tell. But going back down the inside of Alonso but Alonso's having none of it, and Perez eventually has to back out of that. And Alonso, very nice move from him. But will Perez be able to get him back on the straight? That's my question, because the Mercedes engine is obviously the much better engine, and going round the outside, Perez will. And Perez is now back ahead of our teammate Alonso. So will Alonso be able to do anything around the corners like we are? We'll find out pretty soon. Alonso having a look on Perez, but in the end, he's having to defend from Nico Hulkenberg, so... Or is that Carlos Sainz? I can't really tell. But the next lap, the next straight, Alonso has DRS on Perez. Perez defends to the inside, and Alonso's having to do the same move he did last lap. Will he be able to make it stick? This time he makes it stick, and now he is clear of Sergio Perez. Lap 29 now, we just, again, setting personal best. And, well, we are definitely out of reach of the top flight this race. Going around the outside is Romain Grosjean of not one but two cars. So Grosjean making the best of his pass at the moment, and he is successfully navigated two cars effectively. So that's a very good move from the Frenchman. And now, speaking of Frenchmen's, Ericsson is being overtaken by the Toro Rosso of Gasly, and Gasly very nicely overtakes him around the outside. So coming around the final corner now, we're gonna take home P6, and I must say that is a very good result considering where we started at the start of the race. So I'm definitely very happy about that. So it's the best we could have done.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
So as I say that, we can see the drivers coming out now to collect their trophies. It's yet more silverware to take back to their base in Brackley after another excellent Grand Prix. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the Drivers' Table. Valtteri Bottas takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Khan. They fought so hard and had incredible pace at times, so I don't think anyone else did a better job today.
On to the constructors then. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.
So we have finished in P6 of the Spanish Grand Prix. I could have asked a better result from that, considering we basically had to do a reality check because well, we clearly didn't really have much pace compared to the top 6 runners, but in the end we finished ahead of Max Verstappen, so that's a decent result, I must say. Yeah, considering where we started, it's a very, very good result. So Hamilton is your race winner along with Bottas, and then you have Ricciardo rounding up the podium. So overall, a good race from us. But let's talk to Claire.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today? You had a close battle today, didn't you? You're no longer in the top spot. Are you hoping to regain it? Great. Well, that's everything.
So that's questions done and dusted, and we have well, pretty much beaten our teammate, so as well as Max Verstappen. So that's definitely good. in terms of the rivalries, and we got a decent haul of these resource points as well. So far it's been a very good weekend for us, and 995 resource points. We're definitely going to be spending that on some upgrades. So as we cycle through the reputations within the team, as well
Great work.
as the
That's
Formula
exactly
1
the kind of
paddock.
result I'm looking for. Keep it up.
So this will end the this episode of the F1 2018 career mode, guys. So I will, well, hopefully the next one will come out pretty soon. So yeah, make sure, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. So subscribe to the channel if you're new for more F1 as well as racing game content, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.